Do I look like a happy man? Do I look like a satisfied viewer? I am. If you watch this movie, you should be too. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This your boy Billy Beanie Guy here to bring you today my fresh off the viewing of Kong Godzilla versus Kong. Ladies and gentlemen, this movie was absolutely amazing from start to finish. From we come in hot on just the intro, how they bring in all these intros from these old Kong movies that they redid. They pretty much, give you history on what's going on. It's pretty much the battle record for both of these titans. You see that Godzilla has just been absolutely obliterating titan after titan. Even his most recent opponent, King Ghidorah, the three-headed monster from the last Godzilla King of the Monsters movie. If you haven't seen that, you need to go ahead and watch it. I had planned on watching all of the movies in a row up until this moment, but I kind of just fell into this movie today. I was like, you know what? I got time. I wasn't doing nothing. I went on in the room, cranked up the surround sound, and we went at it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But we start off after that. We go, and I'm just going to try to focus on the highlights, some of the highlights and whatnot. And it's warning, there will be spoilers in this video. So if you don't want to know nothing, you ain't seen it yet, by all means, click off. But before you go, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. And let me go ahead and get right down into this and let you know what I thought of Godzilla versus King Kong, or Godzilla versus Kong. So again, we find out that Kong has been isolated on Skull Island. They had him in containment pretty much, and he's been growing. And as the days pass, I did like the music that they chose to convey how Kong was pretty much living his life for all this time. You know what I'm saying? He wake up pretty much every day. He does the same thing, and day after day, he just lofts trees into what he just knows is his enclosure, just begging to get out. And this is just going on. You got this lady here, and I'm sorry I didn't get her name. She's the doctor. She's pretty much been working with him for the last couple years, and she has this little girl, and they've been basically able to communicate with Kong and whatnot. So there was something really interesting about this movie, and this is what I always said from the beginning when people always say, well, who do you think is going to win, Godzilla or Kong? I was like, well, you can't rule Kong out because Kong is close. Kong can think, unlike Zilla most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Kong can understand things that Zilla probably won't understand, you know what I'm saying, right off the muscle, because he got that, he can connect on a more mental level of what's going on. He can see a situation, deduce it, figure out how to get through it, you know what I'm saying? And you see that a lot in this movie from Kong. Kong was very surprising in his character arc, and he was crazy because you remember, if you watch Kong Skull Island, he was aggressive. He wasn't trying. He did have a somber side to him and whatnot. Soft spot for the ladies, of course, but he was aggressive. You know what I'm saying? He didn't to give a fuck about all that shit. His mom and blah blah blah. But in this movie, the time has passed. He's been kind of humanized. You know what I'm saying? He's communicating with the humans. Him and the girl, and he was pretty much, man. Look, for me, it felt like Kong was the ration, the reason for the movie. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like that's what it seemed like. It seemed like this movie was a development of Kong. You know what I'm saying? It's figuring out. We've seen plenty of movies. We've had 2-3 movies. This is the third Godzilla movie. We've had 2 movies prior to that pretty much explored what Godzilla was about. We've only had one Kong movie, and then we had this movie right here, to get to more about Kong. That's what I feel about this movie. I felt that it was more to explore what Kong was all about and what makes him an equal shit. What makes him an alpha titan like Godzilla. So, the little Kong tells the little girl that he wants to go home, and You probably thinking, well, Skull Island was his home. Well, like they explained it in the movie, Skull Island was pretty much like a way to the Hollow Earth. It's just that probably Kong was too young to remember how he got there in the first place and didn't remember how to get back. But apparently, in this universe of these movies, humans have already discovered we've discovered the Hollow Earth. We know it exists, and there's technology that allows us to travel to there. We just don't know where we're going when we're down there, and hence that's where Kong comes in at, because Kong's trying to get back home, and that's where it's drawing him in. So they figure they'd use the little girl and use Kong to get down there, so they can be humans, be scientists, tear shit up, do stuff they ain't supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So we go on and we find out that it's pretty much, like I say, there's a relationship between Kong and humanity more than just with the little girl. It's just right now, the little girl is the representation. I got a question. I had a real good question though, because like I say, that's why I felt that the movie was more. The reason I felt the movie was more centered around Kong and him getting his, figuring out what he is and how he, who he is in this world. I think the reason I felt that way is because Godzilla really, he had a motive. Godzilla was like a hunter. He was on the hunt. When he came and attacked the Apex base at first, man, while that black dude was, the conspiracy theorist was sneaking in and whatnot, when you seen that little eye right there, and right then and there is what you know that's what he was looking for. But he didn't find it amidst all the chaos and, them trying to fight back and everything and whatnot. So, that's what it was. For Godzilla, it was just, man, I'm on a mission. If you get in my way, I'm going to smash you. That's just as simple as it was for Godzilla. I just think that's pretty much Godzilla just doing what he's made to do. Nigga. He's just defending at all costs. And he just knew that humans were up to something, because we stupidly used, if you remember from Kong, the Godzilla King of the Monsters, the second one, how he killed Ghidorah. He bit one of his heads off, and at the end of that, they had a post-credit scene of showing the Ghidorah's head and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Well, in this movie, you find out right around toward the climax of it, in the third act of it, that they've been connect all kinds of neuron patterns and whatnot. And being as Ghidorah was like a telepath, they figured, that's what we were gonna do. We were gonna uplink to his brain and whatnot, and make technology and all that stuff based off of it. And then we decided to build a Godzilla destroyer, Mecha Godzilla, and they were going to power it with the brain of Ghidorah. Which, shout out to Glock Boy, he brought it to my attention when we was watching the movie. He was just enthralled in action. I ain't say nothing then, but yeah, he was like, well, so what is that? He was like, hey, so what's up, motherfucker? I got a new body now. What's up? And I was like, man, nah, that's the source of the power that made it like that, right? And then I just left it alone. But yeah, he made a damn good point. Dude, that's Ghidorah. It was Ghidorah. Mecha Godzilla was Ghidorah, because you could tell that when he came to life, he had those Ghidorah tactics. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention that he remembered. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong in saying that's what it was. It could have also been what I thought. The source of the power just taking over the computer and machines are not reliable. They get too much intelligence and they turn on the masters. That's exactly what the fuck happened with this one. You gave it the wrong juice. That motherfucker got strong on us and killed the motherfucking owner of the company. The Kong killed the daughter of the owner of the company down low, so they never got the samples that back to Earth, back from the Hollow Earth. You know what I'm saying? And all the meantime, Godzilla was still looking for the source. You know what I'm saying? Like when Kong found his home, which was a really good scene it was an amazing scene. As a matter of fact, as soon as he drops into the Hollow Earth, he kicks two fucking flying cobras' asses. This is what they look like to me. And immediately he just rips the head right off of this one. and drinks the brains right out of the motherfucker right then and there, dude. Like, you ain't even met the death. There's green slime and sludge. Drink that nigga Kong establishing dominance. You know what I'm saying? And his new home, you know. So yeah, he goes on, he finds the main area, pushes open the door, sees the symbols and whatnot, and he claims an axe. And it was at this moment, like I say, this movie couldn't have done any wrong by the way that they did it. You know what I mean? I think that this part of the movie was a really good thing. That's why I say they kind of humanized Kong in this movie. It was a movie about him finding out who he is and claiming his birthright. In my opinion, that's what I believe him finding this axe was about, him claiming his birthright. So, which ironically looks like a scale from a past Godzilla. You know, this must have been the weapon of kings of Kong's race. Take that how you want. But yeah, so Kong gets his axe and he's just strutting around his palace, you know, feeling on top of the world, you know what I'm saying? But of course, human nature reared his ugly face, want to take samples and stuff. We don't know what we dealing with. And at the same time, Godzilla makes his way over Kong's area, like over Kong's palace on Earth, right where Kong's palace is, in the hollow Earth is right where he just nailed down to with a Godzilla blast straight through the fucking Earth, right into Kong's house, you know. And yeah, you know, that's when the second fight broke out, and that right there was amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to see a little bit of what I talked about in like another video, saying about how King Kong was gonna be, you know, agile. He's an ape. You know, he, you know, move, jump, flip. You know what I'm saying? But they were fighting in Tokyo, so you know, this kind of congested and stuff. So you kind of just bouncing off walls and stuff, trying to slide away from Godzilla's laser and whatnot. But he was taking it to Godzilla, man. You know what I'm saying? He was doing exactly what I thought he was gonna do. And it was good to see, though. He was throwing right hand, left hands, drop kicks, roundhouses, you know what I'm saying? Doing somersaults and shit. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing all that. But Godzilla wasn't no slouch, man. Like I say, Godzilla, as you seen at the beginning of the movie, the battle record, man. And Godzilla has, you know, in this movie, it was different than most times you see any other Godzilla. Because in this movie, he actually has fucking arms. And we look at the picture right there. It looked like he over here flexing like he Hulk Hogan, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So yeah, he was actually able to, but he was still, you know, I don't know, man. Kong was avoiding some good shots, but you know, it came down to it. You know, they was going blow for blow, but each Titan had a chance to shine in that second fight scene, and it was amazing. I do have a question though. What about the human casualties? The life, the count, so the people in the city, because buildings were being obliterated, all right, completely shattered and destroyed, like Man of Steel type shit. And you remember when Man of Steel came out and Zod and Superman absolutely destroyed Metropolis. People were all on the internet talking about, oh my God, what about the casualties? The life casualty, people were still in those buildings and shit. And nigga, people was still in those buildings in fucking Tokyo, dude. I'm doing a video. What's up, babe? You leaving? Appreciate you. I love you, baby. Be careful. So yeah, I'm pretty sure people were still in them high-rise ass buildings up in Tokyo. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that shit's crazy. What about them? How many people you think died in this battle, this battle of Titans in King Kong versus Godzilla? What you think happened? I'm gonna say that whole entire city died, and that's probably billions of people in his own. Not to mention all the people that was out there trying to sail Kong out to sea in that whole little situation. They lost the whole fleet, like he said, you know what I'm saying? And that was in the first battle with Godzilla nearly drowned Kong ass, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was clear that Kong won that first battle, but and I do believe that Godzilla won that first battle, and I do believe that Godzilla realized that, you know, he did beat Kong's ass or could have killed Kong, but that wasn't who he wanted. He was on a mission. I'm trying to find out what they doing with this fucking. I feel something and it's calling to me, and I'm trying to find it. You ain't the priority. We'll deal with you later. And that second battle is when it came down to it. And I don't know. What do you think? I personally, and maybe that's just me wanting Kong to come out on the top of this one. I don't think that when we know that what would happen if Godzilla stepped on something. He did it to Ghidorah. He stepped on Ghidorah, then they caved the motherfucker's chest in, okay? He did cave this motherfucker's chest in. That's pretty much was a part of how he killed him, you know? So he pretty much did the same thing to Kong in this movie, and Kong was weakened by it for sure. Godzilla leans in and gives him one of them huge fucking roars in the face. And Kong answers back with one of his own. But I don't know if I would have considered it. Yeah, I can see it. Godzilla was like, man, nigga, you tap. You submit. Nigga, you submit. Well, you know what I'm saying? And Godzilla, Kong was probably like, man, nah, bruh. Nah, I ain't done. You know what I'm saying? I'm hurt. Yeah. But I ain't done. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tapping. That's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he did submit. You know what I'm saying, man? Because the way Godzilla just leaned back like, no, motherfucker, no, you didn't. Hey, you know what, bruh? I still gotta find this motherfucker. You ain't gonna fight me. You was done anyway, right? He was pretty much done anyway. So, yeah, as Kong lays there, pretty much wounded, his chest about caved in, Godzilla laying on all this weight into his chest cavity and whatnot, and his heart slowly stopping as the little girl can feel his heartbeat, because throughout this movie, they would always let you hear what she can feel. She can just feel the vibration of Kong's heart or whatnot. She could feel the vibration of Godzilla getting closer, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So she could hear that Kong's heart was slowing down. So she told him, like, yeah, his heart's slowing down. He pretty much dying. You know what I mean? So they decided to take one of the old dude's expensive ships, because that she told him earlier that the battery could power Las Vegas for a week. You know what I'm saying? So he uses that same line to refer. And you notice I'm probably skipping over a bunch of the filler stuff. And I consider a bunch of the filler stuff to be anything that had Millie Bobby Brown in it. Now, that's probably the only, even though she played a good role in this movie, and they ended up, it was her, the kid from Deadpool, and that I can't remember that black guy. He was from Joker. He was the dude who gave Joker his file records and stuff. And yeah, that whole situation with the owner, I guess their arc revolved around the CEO of Apex, bringing Godzilla to life, them stumbling upon this whole thing and trying to end it. And that was all cool and everything, because it drove home the story of Mechagodzilla. But what would happen to get Mechagodzilla to function is that they ended up getting that, like, I don't get it. They managed to get some of the code. They got the frequency to awaken Mechagodzilla. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't actually anything of the natural source. It was just the frequency. And the frequency could still be broken or tainted by just either one shutting off overriding it, which Mechagodzilla locked them out from doing, or spilling some fucking alcohol on the damn control panels, which was what they did. Because when Mechagodzilla, after Godzilla dealt with Kong, he came face to face with Mechagodzilla, who had then been transformed by the source energy, the source frequency. Frequency hits, he overrides his system, becomes completely fucking they had it set up like he was a kaiju at first. He was controlling him. Not a kaiju. God dang, what the hell is the name of the damn Pacific Rim robots? Anybody that can remember that? I can't remember it right now off the top of my head. Drop it down in the comments. What were they called? Jaegers. There we go. Jaegers. They had him set up like a Jaeger. And he was controlling it with his mind, but once that source code hit, and he was telling the owner, the CEO, he was like, dude, we don't know what's gonna happen if you put this in there. We should test it. And he was like, man, we gonna test it right now, pretty much. We gonna test it with you. Get your ass in the robot. So he went and got in there. They hit him with the source code, and Ghidorah woke up, override the system, pretty much took over dude, shut his ass out. You know what I'm saying? Because it said that he was disconnected from the pilot, and at that moment, that's when you knew this motherfucker was moving on his own. So he kind of just pulls a Ghidorah move, just slides up on the apex and just swipes the whole goddamn room out of there, killing him. You know what I'm saying? And just busts out of the damn mountain and goes head on with Godzilla. And absolutely, I'm talking Brock Lesnar, John Cena 2012 return, SummerSlam. Absolutely destroyed Godzilla. I'm talking about from pillar to motherfucking post, son. This boy Godzilla's arms look like linguine, nigga. He beat weight off of Godzilla. Man, I'm telling you, the dude wasn't even... Godzilla looked like a paper bag in the wind in the hands of Mechagodzilla. It was absolutely destructive, son. I ain't never seen nothing like that before in my fucking life. The things you can do with CG, dude. I'm talking about... Oh, so Godzilla is just getting absolutely wrecked by Mechagodzilla. I'm talking about though that tour that they didn't pretty much turn Tokyo into a landfill. Ain't nothing, you shouldn't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? And all thanks to Godzilla's body looking like a balloon, flying through the damn air. That Mechagodzilla was wrecking him. Got these Tony Stark thrusters on his back so he can change the trajectory and shit. You know what I'm saying, in midair, and he was just overwhelming Godzilla. Like, nigga, oh my God, I guess you ain't as bad as you thought, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So they jumpstart King Kong's heart with one of the old dude's ships, and the little girl tells Kong in sign language that, you know, King Godzilla's not the enemy. The enemy is the robot. You need to help Godzilla defeat the robot. And they go in and hit some Dudley Boy moves on the robot. You know what I'm saying? Throw his ass into a fucking bill. But he was still over here. Like, this was probably one of the robot Mechagodzilla was out here just handling them, dude. It's just, and it's crazy because, like Jeremy said, when Godzilla stepped out of that bitch and fucking he was awake. But Godzilla could just sense it. Nigga, holy fuck, nigga. Let me find out that this is Ghidorah in a different body. And he went to that was a revenge beating, nigga. Look, I'm more powerful than you could ever imagine. That shit right there, nigga. He beat the shit out of Godzilla. He got to the point where he was even finna do Godzilla like Godzilla did Rodan. Was it Rodan? Or was it, what was in the first Godzilla movie? When he held motherfucker mouth open and blew fire out his throat, Mechagodzilla was finna do Godzilla just like that. If it wasn't for Kong coming on and rodeo riding his ass, it would have been pretty much over with for Godzilla, and it would have been like sweet poetry because he would have went out the way that he took somebody out by something that was made after him. Designed by him, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, all in all, man, I think the movie was pretty much amazing. It was 2 hours of nonstop action, and I definitely will be watching it again. And I recommend anybody who hadn't seen it yet. Like I say, I'm sorry if you watch this video and you made it to this far. Appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe, and because I'm always watching movies. And I do reviews. I know I was supposed to get that Winter Soldier review up soon, but I got one. I try to get that taken care of. I downloaded the steals and the shots last night and everything. I was just putting everything together. Switching over from editing videos on your PlayStation to editing videos using software is a lot more time consuming. So y'all bear with me, man. And I appreciate y'all for coming through and everything, but. Yeah, no, I ain't even done yet before I go off. So, Kong and them, they ended up beating down Mechagodzilla and whatnot because the kids spilled some fucking alcohol. The black dude's wife's alcohol on the key things, and it kind of weakened them. So they went in there and, actually got Kong finished off Mechagodzilla. I guess that was just like the producers giving some due diligence to Kong, since he was the one to land the killing blow on Mecha Godzilla, since Godzilla pretty much handed him his ass this whole movie, or you can say something like that. But yeah, man. I mean, he got some much needed energy charged into his axe from Godzilla, and he went to first he couldn't even get through the metal of Mecha Godzilla without it being charged. But after he got a little bit of that radiation in that axe, he started shredding his ass to pieces. It was at one point with Kong. I don't know what it is with Kong, but he just like ripping heads off his shoulders, and he just after he done pretty much chopped every fucking limb off of Mecha Godzilla, he goes in for the almighty rip his head off fatality. Dude, it was oil and sparks flying all over the place. I was like, bro, you can't drink that like you drunk the first dude, the head of the first beast back at home when you're at your home, at your new home. You can't do that. That was a mechanical machine, but it ain't go down like that. You know what I'm saying? They had a hell of a battle with each other, with the robot, with Mecha Godzilla and whatnot. And after everybody was, doing their little, hey, I'm glad to see you, I missed you. This is, everybody reunite. Kong Godzilla had to have the last word. You know what I'm saying? And they go up. This sign of Godzilla walking away. Kong, hey, got his axe in his hand. Godzilla turn around, look at him. They look at each other. Kong drops his axe. And I'm just gonna assume that was just a sign of maybe respect, and my fight ain't with you. And Godzilla kind of just looked and turned around and walked off into the distance. We go back into Hollow Earth, where we have a human monitoring station where Kong can be with the little girl and the doctor, and Kong's got him a new home, and yeah, new kingdom for Kong. You know what I mean? Godzilla continues to move on and protect Earth from whatever, be the king of the monsters up there, and Kong can be the king of the monsters down here. So I guess that's what it's pretty much turned out to. I was disappointed to see that there wasn't a post-credit scene afterwards, because I know we just can't leave it here. You know what I mean? Like Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla's done for. Ghidorah should be done for, and yeah, I mean, I don't know where to go from here. There was no post-credit scene. Kong has got his own kingdom. I don't know. They had, I guess in the end, what it signifies, they just had to split the alphas. They got to guard their own realm. I mean, nobody down here fucking with Hollow Earth. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in this movie, Kong had backup, dude. I feel like he was like the Batman of this movie, because every time he getting overwhelmed, you got the humans interfering with technology. You help him out. You know what I'm saying? That's what because Godzilla had so much he got so much on his own. He got his own laser, you know what I'm saying? He got the tail. He got his own powers and whatnot. And Kong ain't really had much of nothing but humanity on his side. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it was a good movie, man. I really enjoyed it. It was actually pretty fun. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it again. And now, finally, I can leave you off after giving you my review on Godzilla vs. Kong, which is now playing in theaters and on HBO Max. Get to it, get in it. Let me know what you thought of it. Hit me down below in the comments and let me know what you thought of it. Who do you think won? How do you think this movie should have ended? What do you think we should be seeing next? Because if they consider this a part of being like a MonsterVerse thing, so is this it? Do we get more? Do we get some more shocking surprises? Do we get another Kong Godzilla sequel? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that bell for notifications, subscribe if you're new. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your boy, Bearded Beanie Guy, signing off. Y'all have a good day. Peace.